Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly forecast. I hope you've had a good week so far. Today I am using the Unusual Animal Messages deck to get us our oracle cards that will help guide you to your reading. And I am using the Guiding Light Tarot for the actual weekly forecast reading. I'm doing like a Celtic Cross like I have done in the past three, I guess this is my fourth week doing this. How crazy is that? I've done a Celtic Cross in each for each week, and so I'm just going to do that again. We're taking a look at your energy, the challenge for next week, conscious energy, well, in your conscious mind, so what you're thinking about, unconscious mind, and something from your past that's impacting the near future, which is like earlier in the week, the internal influence, the external influences, a hope or a fear, and the ultimate outcome. So hopefully you get some good information about next week. You know what's in store, and I guess a little warning, which I've started to do before these videos, is that sometimes when you look ahead, you might hear things that you might not want to hear. So be forewarned about that. And if this is not the time for you to be hearing this reading or seeking out that information, that is okay. Feel free to come back later when you're ready to hear this. Otherwise, it's like a gloomy day here. It's starting to feel like fall, which is really nice. It's raining a little bit, actually. I'm just looking outside now and I'm seeing that it's raining. I'm looking forward to fall weather. I don't like being outside and getting hot and sweaty as soon as I step out my door. So I'm looking forward to the cooler weather, and I'm hoping as it gets darker, I think the only thing, oh my gosh, I just dropped cards everywhere. The only thing that really keeps my mood up, oh my gosh, it was so difficult to pick those up off the ground. Sorry. The only thing that really keeps my mood up during the fall is having some festive activities to look forward to. So I've tried to get some of those on my schedule, and hopefully you guys are doing some fun things as well. I don't know where you're living, if you guys really get autumn weather. I know that, of course, not everywhere gets this type of weather. So let me know. I'd love to hear what kind of weather you're having right now, what activities are in your calendar. Anyways, I think I'm also going to do zodiac signs today. So since we have 4 readings, I'll pull 3 zodiac signs for each reading, and then we'll see kind of where we end up. So we've got our oracle cards. The first crystal, the green one, is chrysoprase, and then we have goldfish. Put yourself in a position that allows you to reach your full potential. Then we have Libra. You guys can see that, right? Aries, sister signs, and Sagittarius. Next we have Goldstone, and you guys have Rat. Remember to laugh. Actually, that's funny. That just made me laugh because I didn't even read that before. It made me giggle. Okay. Gemini, Scorpio, and Aquarius. My brain feels like it's moving so slow today. This is not going to help me. And then we have the arrival of a new crystal, the premiere. We have, welcome to the stage, Grape Agate. This was a gift from my sister, and I'm excited to use it in videos. So we have Grape Agate and Kakapo. Let me know how to say that word if you've recognized this bird. Take time getting into a relationship. Tea. So if you've been dating, maybe there's something going on next week in your romantic life, then maybe that's your reading. Pisces, Leo, and Cancer, by the way. Lastly, we have a selenite wand and the common Potu. Again, I don't know how to say that word. And then with this card, it's accomplish your goals through total commitment. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All the earth signs. That's crazy. I think the rest of them are kind of mixed. Yeah. All right, all my earth signs here in the last one. Let me know if you guys like including the zodiac signs. I can also include like charms or like other items that I find around, like I have butterflies and things like that. So if you like some other means to pick your weekly reading, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to include some other stuff. Otherwise, hopefully there's a reading calling out to you. If not, feel free to pause the video, take a few seconds, meditate, clear your mind, and hopefully one will be calling out to you. I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, welcome to reading number 1. You can see the chrysoprase and the goldfish. Put yourself in a position that allows you to reach your full potential. So if you've been feeling like maybe you've been evaluating where you are in life, maybe thinking about your goals, where you want to go from here, perhaps that's why you were drawn to this card. I'm curious to see how this theme kind of plays out in the cards. And then the zodiac signs are Libra, Aries, and Sagittarius. So let's get into it. We're going to start with your energy for the week. This is, oh, I shouldn't have turned that actually. I did that kind of mindlessly, but your energy for the week. So this might be kind of how you are thinking and feeling next week, how you're perceiving the events that are playing out for you next week. And you have temperance reversed. So I think next week for you, there might be some kind of an imbalance. You might experience something that disrupts things for you. It might kind of like throw things off, and that might cause some anxiety, some frustration, because there might be, you know, what's that phrase that everybody uses? Like a wrench in your plans, something like that. So that might be kind of how you're feeling. Because temperance is like all about harmony, good flow to things, and so there might be some kind of an interruption. I'm not sure exactly, you know, what situation that could be referring to, but, you know, maybe you already have an idea. The challenge for you is going to be the 7 of Pentacles. And so this might not even be like, okay, when I say challenge, this might not even be like something big that, you know, some big horrible challenge that you're going to have to face next week. It could just be something small, but it's something that might be holding you back or something that you might need to overcome. And whenever I get a card in the challenge position, I do kind of read it a little bit like a reversal. So the 7 of Pentacles, I think you're going to want to be careful about wastefulness. So don't be too wasteful with your resources. Could be material resources, could be emotional resources. Don't be wasteful with your resources, especially if you're going to have experienced some kind of like a wrench in your plans. You might need those resources. So be careful about giving too much away next week, and you want to hold on to your resources so you can experience success with them later on. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on in your conscious mind next week. Okay, this is what I thought. These cards look so similar to me, but this is Judgment reversed. So consciously, when I say conscious mind, this is like something that you're going to be thinking about a lot next week. So it might be very much on the forefront of your mind. And Judgment reversed in this deck is all about making judgments, judging something too quickly. So perhaps you might have had an error in judgment, and that's how we've ended up in this situation of like, oh gosh, things kind of like took a left turn, things are going wrong. And you might be thinking about, okay, where did I go wrong with my judgment? What happened here that things went wrong and I couldn't see it? But you might also be thinking about, you might have also, I don't know, I guess that plays into the whole prejudging thing. Like you might have made an assumption based off of like a stereotype or something like that. And now, you know, you might be thinking, maybe it's a reaction to this. Maybe you're, you know, thinking about stereotypes or like, of course it played out the way that it did. I should have expected that. let's take a look at what's going on in your unconscious mind. So this is something that's more, lots of reversals here. What is going on? So this is something that's more so on the back of your mind. It might not be something that you're actively thinking about. It could be something that you've been repressing or suppressing because you maybe just don't want to deal with it. And the Nine of Wands reversed is about disloyalty and being undisciplined. So perhaps, the situation when this whole thing is happening because maybe you feel like somebody wasn't loyal to you, or you might be feeling like, I forgot the second thing that I said. What did I say? I said disloyalty. Oh my God, my brain is so fried, you guys. I don't even know where to start with it, but my brain is fried because I've had a lot going on. Undisciplined, that's what I said, undisciplined. So maybe you didn't put in the effort that you needed to, or somebody didn't put in the effort that they needed to in order to make sure the situation worked out. I don't know if this is about you. It could be about somebody else, could be about you. I think that's something that you're going to have to determine on your own. Let's take a look at something from your past that's going to be impacting things next week. Again, I don't really have a way of knowing if this is like distant past or like recent past. Strength. Okay. So this could be, this could be a specific moment, but this could also just be like reflecting on times in general where you felt like you needed to have a lot of power, a lot of courage, compassion, more of a gentle strength. So you've been through difficult things before. And I don't know how difficult truly this is. I can't tell if it's like a big thing or a small thing. You have some major arcana energy in here, so it could be more of a bigger thing. But you've been through difficult things before, and you had the strength to get through them in the past. So you'll have the strength to get through this. Reflect on those experiences, reflect on the coping skills, the coping strategies that you used to get you through hard times in the past, because you might want to access those again and they might be helpful. Remember to be gentle with yourself, right? Strength in this deck is a gentle strength. It is not about being aggressive. It's about understanding when somebody needs compassion, understanding when somebody needs care. So think about that. Sometimes I talk and I just don't know how to finish. Okay, so the card that just fell on the floor is your near future. And this sometimes I take to mean like the energy of earlier on in the week. And this for you is the World. So another major arcana card, another big energy. So like, I think because something might have gone wrong, that you might have had a wrench in your plans, but it actually is because this, whatever this is, needed to end. So you're going to be wrapping up the cycle. The World is all about wrapping up the cycle, concluding something, looking at the sum of your efforts, and I think you're going to need to master your inner world, your inner nature, and be ready to move on to the next thing. Be ready to leave this behind, because the World is like the end, the very end of the major arcana. Be ready to start on your next journey. Like sometimes bad things happen in order to push us onto the right path. And this might be one of those situations for you. Let's take a look at your internal influences. So this is like stuff that you're doing or thinking and how it's impacting things. 6 of Cups. Okay. In your case, nostalgia, reflecting on good times in the past, being kind of stuck in the past a little bit and like the good times is influencing your situation here, because sometimes when we're like super stuck in the past, we're not seeing the present clearly because we're in this like fantasy land of romantic dreams and things like that. Maybe you've been sharing, working on filling other people's cups, perhaps related to your friends, and maybe that's why this is warning about don't give away all your resources. Make sure that, you have enough for yourself before you start giving away to others. Let's take a look at external influences. So this is something externally. It could be your environment. It could be a specific situation next week. It could just be the, I don't know, like the vibe. Okay, I do think that there is going to be, both of these cards are kind of about reflection and being in your inner world. So I do think that there's going to be a lot of stuck in your feelings, stuck in your head, thinking about your past next week. And you're going to be put into a situation, perhaps because there's been a wrench in your plans, you're going to be put in a situation where it's like, okay, you need to chill out, you need to rest, you need to really think about what's going on here. And give yourself some rest. I don't know. I don't really know how else to say it. You're going to be pushed into like a chill time. You're going to need to like take a step back and chill out a little bit. That's what the universe is pushing you into. And it looks like you're you're already kind of similar to this energy because these are both like reflective energies. But anyways, let's take a look at a hope or a fear. So depending on like the card, I interpret it as a hope or a fear. Hopefully these plants aren't too in the way. Okay, so for you, the Empress, I think that this is a hope, especially if you've been working on something. You are going to hope that, I forgot what I was saying there. I had to pause for a second. But I think with the Empress, this is a hope for you. So the Empress, I think if you've been working on a project, you do have the hope that you can nurture it and still grow it and that it'll still work out. I don't know if it's about taking care of other people or if this is like about just abundance in general. I think that like the Empress is also about like learning a lesson that's going to force you to grow. So I think it could probably be both of those things, right? You're hoping that the project that you're working on, whatever is happening, unfolding here, you're hoping that it's still going to work out. And you're hoping that it all is going to take is a little bit of nurturing for you. But I think you also might be a little bit afraid of a lesson, because sometimes the lessons that we learn that help us grow, they're kind of painful. Yeah, there's a reason that there's something called growing pains. And I think you might be a little afraid of those growing pains. Let's take a look at the outcome. This could be the overarching energy. This could be the energy of like later in the week. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to put it over there just because we're running out of space. This could be later in the week. This could be just, also could be just the overall vibe here. The Queen of Pentacles is about assessing your life, getting your life in order, fixing things that need your attention, focusing on stability, on management, on providing for other people. Have a good understanding of your resources, like budgeting. You need to have a security and stability. So have a good understanding of like, you might just be taking stock of things. You might just at the end of the week, because of all of this stuff that goes down, I think you're going to be taking stock of your life, which maybe is this goldfish energy here as well. And you're going to figure out, what exactly do I need to feel stable? What exactly do I need to feel secure? What exactly do I have to do in order to take care of myself and my family? Things like that. Okay. I wish you the best for next week. And if you see some of this stuff play out, I would love it if you can come back here and leave a comment. I would love to see what's going on in your life. And if you have any clarifying questions as well, feel free to put those in the comments. I can do a little card pull if you leave a comment and let you know what the results are in a reply. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a new channel, so that really helps me out. Thank you for spending some time with me today. The cars outside are going crazy, and I hope I see you again in a future video. Hey guys, welcome to reading number 2. We have the goldstone on the left, the rat. I don't know, I know that this card is about laughing, but just something about there being an oracle card for a rat just actually makes me laugh. But the oracle card says, remember to laugh. And then we have Gemini. Oh, did you hear that in my voice? That was so weird. Gemini, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Listen, I'm hoping that we get a lighthearted, good time type of reading out of this rat card. Please, we need some positive vibes. The vibes, I don't know about y'all, the vibes are off. The vibes are off today. People are not in a good mood. So listen, I hope that this reading, that card just went flying. Did you see that? I'm hoping that this reading is a good time. Okay, so this is your energy for next week. When I say your energy, this might just kind of be how you're feeling, the vibes that you're operating under next week. It could also be, I'm oh my God, guys, my mind just completely went blank. This could be the vibes that you're operating under, kind of how you're thinking next week, things like that. And with the Two of Pentacles, I think you're going to be focused next week on your routine, staying adaptable, juggling your responsibilities. You know, maybe, I don't know, in this deck it's like playing games. So maybe you'll be playing games. Maybe that'll make you laugh. I don't know. But you might also like try something new, and you might kind of like see what happens next week. But yeah, the Two of Pentacles to me is definitely about juggling, but it could be about all those other things as well. Let's take a look at the challenge. Let's see what we get here. Oh, I thought that was going to come out. Did not. Okay. That's 2 cards, so I'm going to keep shuffling. Let's see what we get. So when I say challenge, I mean like this might not be like a huge deal. It just might be something that you might have to overcome, or you might be like, this could be easier. You know, I mean, it could absolutely be a big thing that you experience next week, but it doesn't always have to be that. You know, we're always learning some kind of lesson, and sometimes it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a big drama. And when I see when I read a challenge card, I kind of read it more as a reversal. So with you, with the Ace of Swords next week, I think that you might have a challenge. You might receive some misinformation. You might have a misunderstanding about something. You maybe hear something from someone and it's wrong, or you learn something and it's wrong. So watch out for misinformation. Make sure you actually know the truth about something before you do anything next week. Let's take a look at conscious mind. So this is something that you might just be thinking about. Might not be something that you experience next week. I mean, it could be, but it's more so just looking at your thoughts. That card flipped, so let's get this one. The High Priestess. Ooh, okay. So you might be thinking about your intuition next week, especially now that you know that you might receive some misinformation. You might be questioning things. So you might be thinking about, you know, your intuition, your gut instincts about something. Perhaps there's a secret here. Maybe this refers to a secret, because this card is also very private and also kind of a lot about secrets and secretive things. But it might change your perspective on something. Just tea. So you might just be thinking about all that stuff. This is your unconscious mind. So this could be something that, you know, you're not actively thinking about. It could be more in the back of your mind. It could be something that you're suppressing or repressing. But it also, I don't think I've ever said this before, but I feel like these things in the unconscious mind can sometimes turn up in your dreams and things like that. And for you, it's going to be the Chariot. So I think you are not going to be like actively thinking about, where should I go from here? What do I need to do? Like, this is also about victory. So I don't know if this situation might have to do with like having power over someone or something, or winning something. Like, you know, it might just be kind of in the back of your mind, like, oh, I want to come out on top here. I want to win, because this is also about like willpower and intensity and things like that. So like operating in the back of your mind, maybe unknowingly kind of influencing you, that desire to win, that willpower, things like that. Let's take a look at something from your past. That's 2 cards. Let me put these back. Something from your past that's going to be influencing your experiences next week. I don't know if this is like recent past or distant past. This could also just refer to like a cluster of situations where, you know, you had a similar type of experience. Let's see what we get, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to keep this one because it ended up on the table. Let me pick up the one fell on the floor. This is happening so much today. Okay. Something from the past is the King of Swords reversed. Interesting. Okay, so this could be a person from your past, a situation with a person from your past that might be influencing things. I don't know if this is where maybe the misinformation is coming from, but you might have dealt, I guess this could also be you. So you're gonna have to figure out if this is somebody else or if this is you. Dealing with someone who's kind of authoritarian, someone who's kind of intimidating. They feel like they know what's best and they feel like they're right, and they try to impose those thoughts and those beliefs on other people. They think they know the best path. They think they know the way forward, things like that. I mean, that could have to do with this chariot energy, knowing the best path, knowing the way forward. But in this case, they don't actually know the best path. They don't actually know the way forward because it's reversed. Let's take a look at your near future. I kind of interpret this as like the energy of earlier on in the week. My gosh. Okay, let's see what we get here for that. This card flipped. Let's see what that is. The moon. Okay, you might be feeling a little confused. I think this kind of reinforces this idea of like misinformation and deception, because the moon is like feeling confused, and because of the fact that like it's dark, right? The moon kind of is this interpretation of like it's dark outside, and so you don't know the way forward and you don't know what to do, and like it might feel a little complicated. And I think it might be because of this, you know, you want to watch out for this misinformation because there might be some deception involved. But keep in mind, like these all seem very related to me with this High Priestess. Like, keep in mind that you should follow your gut instincts because the moon is also about dreams. So maybe watch out for a dream that you get earlier on in the week. It might have some good information for you. All right, let's take a look at your internal influences. So this is something that you're doing that will, or like the energy that you have that will be directly impacting what you experience next week. Ten of Swords. Okay. You might be feeling kind of like rock bottom, defeated by life, like ready to just give up. And that's going to be influencing things next week. But it's important to keep in mind with the Ten of Swords, you can see the sun kind of emerging from the top there. A 10 is about the end of something. So, you know, you might be feeling like you're at the end of this, and it might be the hardest part for you because you're going to have to let it go. You might be feeling like you're at a point of no return, like you cannot turn back. So maybe that's why, you know, this misinformation and this confusion is happening, because you're like, wow, things are not looking good, and I don't really know where to go from here, but I'm hoping it gets better. Maybe that's why, you know, you have the Remember to Laugh card, because you know, things really don't look too bad over here, but you're feeling like things are really bad. And that's going to impact the way you are experiencing things next week, you know? Because perception is everything. Perception is reality. Let's take a look at external influences. So that could be, this could be another person. It could be the energy of your environment. And I think for you, it's a court card. So this is going to be another person that's going to be having an impact on things next week. Page of Cups reverse. Interesting. Okay. So I think it'll be another person because this is definitely external. You know, like sometimes I'm like, oh, this could be you or it could be another person. I don't know. But in this case, it's external. So it's definitely another person. And the Page of Cups reversed is someone who's confused and emotionally stunted. So because of that, you know, maybe, I don't know, it might be related to this whole situation going on here, but you know, you might be dealing with someone who's like really hyper emotional and just really does not care how they act blindly on their emotions, and they don't care how it's impacting other people. And they're going to be confused, and you know, maybe that's why this moon energy comes in. So they're going to be influencing things next week, this person. I don't know if they're a water sign. This is a hope or a fear. So depending on like the meaning of the card, I do take it to mean like a hope or a fear, depending on whether it's like what the vibe of the card is. So for you, you have the Four of Wands reversed. So I think for you, you might be afraid of insecurity and afraid of false pretenses, which makes sense because you might be dealing with some misinformation and some confusion here. So you might be like worried that people are, putting up a false image of themselves and you don't know what the truth is about them. And you might also be worried about your own insecurities and how to manage your own insecurities. This card already fell out, so I'm going to take this as the outcome of the week. So this could be later in the week, or this could just be like the overarching energy. You have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So you might experience, perhaps because of this misinformation, you might experience some kind of a block or a delay. Like this is like, Ace is always some kind of a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles is definitely like planting a new seed, starting a new job, moving, or like getting somewhere to live, things like that. You might experience a little bit of a block or a delay in this situation because of this person, maybe because of this misinformation and things like that. But I think, you have to keep in mind that like whenever you see a reversal, it's got that same energy of the upright card, so like we just have to do a little adjustment here in order to get it to flip upright. So perhaps if you make some adjustments based on what we have learned here, trust your intuition. Things might feel confusing and it might feel like things are really bad, but there is something new coming clearly because you have this ace here. You just have to watch out for misinformation. And I think your fear of people putting on false pretenses is warranted because you might be dealing with some misinformation next week. So keep all this in mind and remember to laugh. I don't know. It's so goofy that always makes me laugh. Remember to laugh next week. Find some joy next week. Find a way to keep your spirits up and keep yourself happy. I wish you the best with this whole situation. If you have like a clarifying question, feel free to pop it in the comments. I sometimes will do like a single card pull to answer somebody's questions, and I will just leave a reply in the comments. So if you have a clarifying question, let me know. Otherwise, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a new channel and that really helps me out. I hope you'll join me again in a future video, but also, feel free to stick around for the weekly forecast. I think I'm just going to keep doing it. I kind of like it. Anyways, thank you for spending some time with me today. Hey everybody, welcome to reading number 3. We have our brand new crystal grape agate on the left, and your card was, again, I should have looked this up between the introduction and now. I should have looked up how to pronounce this bird's name. Kakapo. I'm really hoping I'm not making a fool of myself there. Anyways, take time getting into a relationship. So maybe this reading I think will be focused on your romantic life. I think that's what I'm going to go with. This is going to be your romantic life next week. I'm sure that's why you were drawn to this card. So we have Pisces, Cancer, and Leo. So let's get into it. A whole bunch of sirens outside. Sorry if you can hear those. I have my windows closed today. I know the last few videos I've been starting and I'm like, my windows are open, but they're closed today and the sirens are still that loud. So we have your energy for next week. This is kind of like your vibe for the week. This might be, how you might be feeling, the types of things you might be experiencing. You have the Page of Wands. So I think this is describing I already said it. This is describing your energy. I think next week is going to be a pretty exciting time for you, but it might be so exciting that you're kind of like scattered and all over the place. But you're going to have a lot of enthusiasm about something, and there's going to be a lot of energy, and there's going to be immediate gratification for you. So starting off on a good foot. The last 2 readings have been a little bit more intense. I don't know if you were drawn to those, but feel free. You can always listen to multiple of these. So if you were drawn to those, maybe go check it out, because this one, like I said, is going to be focused on your romantic life. So if you're curious about other things, feel free to check out the other ones. Anyways, things might be going well for you in your love life next week. You're going to be feeling excited about it. You're going to, maybe something will work out. I don't know. Let's take a look at the challenge, though. And when I say challenge, I mean like, it doesn't have to be something like huge and really difficult, you know, it can be something little, like a minor inconvenience. You might just have to see how it plays out, but don't expect that things are going to be hugely difficult. I just saw what the card was. So the challenge for you is going to be the Lovers. So I don't know what kind of like stage you're at in your love life, you know, what's going on there for you, but the challenge is going to be the Lovers. So think arguments, think separation, think jealousy, think differences in ideas about commitment, think just like love life in general kind of serving as a challenge. I don't know. Watch out for all those things next week. I don't think that it's going to be something crazy because your energy is going to be good. So I don't think this is going to be something super intense and difficult for you to deal with, but keep an eye out for that. It could just be referring to the challenge as finding your person. Could be as simple as that. Leave a comment though, if you have an idea. If you've been going through something related to that kind of energy of the Lovers in a challenge position. When it's in the challenge, I like read it more as a reversal, I'll say. Anyways, let's take a look at the conscious mind. So this is something that you're actively thinking about next week. Might not be something that you're like experiencing out in the physical world, but it's something that's going to be on your mind. You have the 8 of Swords. Okay, so could be that issue with commitment because the 8 of Swords is like feeling kind of trapped. Like, oh, maybe it's like I'm having fun dating or I'm having fun in my relationship right now. I don't really want to be locked down. I don't really want to be held back. Like I kind of just want to do my own thing. So you might be doing a lot of thinking and worrying about feeling trapped. And, you know, this is all like, this is very much like the 8 of Swords is like, you're in a trap of your own making. You're feeling stuck because you've like made yourself stuck. You know, you can free yourself from it. So don't get locked into that type of thinking of like, oh, this person is holding me back and they're trapping me, because, you know, that is not going to be good for your relationship or your dating life and stuff like that. So understand that might just be on your head. Let's take a look. Oh, that's multiple cards. Let's take a look at the unconscious mind. So this is something that you might not be actively, maybe that's why you're waiting to take time and getting into a relationship, because you don't want to feel trapped and tied down. Sorry, interrupted myself with that. So the unconscious mind is something that you might be, you know, it's on the back of your mind, but it might be influencing the way that you're thinking, the decisions that you're making next week. Could still be influencing things, but it could also just be something that you're maybe like repressing, not giving enough attention to, and you have the Queen of Wands. So I think you have some insecurities, especially related to stuff in your love life. It's things might be making you feel insecure, but you're maybe not acknowledging that you're feeling insecure or things are making you feel insecure. You're definitely not feeling your most confident right now, but you're not really acknowledging it, and that might need some healing. Like the Queen of Wands reverse can also be like you're a little too focused on your own experiences here, and in your love life, there's other people involved. Let's take a look at something from your past that's impacting. I'm going to take this because this was face up. So this could be a specific situation. This could be recent past, distant past. This could also be asking you to reflect on like numerous experiences that you have, because something might be repeating or a decision that you made in the past might be influencing things. I don't know. So Ace of Wands reversed. So Ace is all about new opportunities, which if you've been around on the channel, I'm sure you know. So this could be about something and you getting really excited about this new opportunity, this new relationship, someone making you feel a spark, and it doesn't work out. Alternatively, you may have taken a risk and it didn't work out. Alternatively, this like just feeling kind of uninspired by other people, feeling dull, like, you know, people aren't really making me excited. You know, like I'm looking to start something new, but like I'm not finding the right person. I'm not finding someone that makes me feel like alive and excited. So reflect on that because that is impacting things this week. This is the near future, so I tend to think of this as like the energy of earlier in the week, and this could be you, this could be another person, because we have a court card. So I don't know, I get the vibe that this could be another person because your energy was Page of Wands, and this is a little bit of a different energy because the Queen of Cups is about acting with conviction about a significant relationship. So you might be at the point earlier next week where you're like, okay, am I going to go for this? Am I going to merge with this person? Oh my God. Am I going to merge with this person or am I going to pull away? Like, what is it that I'm truly thinking and feeling? Do I want to feel nurturing towards this person? Do I want to nurture the relationship? Do I want to be emotionally supportive to this other person? Or do you feel too trapped and you might want to like cut it off? So that could be the energy of earlier next week. So we're going to take a look at your internal influences next week. So things that you're doing or how you're affecting, you know, the situation next week. Let me move these over so we have room to put all of those down in a column. We're going to start with your internal influences. I'm going to keep shuffling because that was 2 cards. That's another set of 2. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going here. This card kind of stuck out, so I'm going to take that one. Okay, so the way that you're influencing things next week, we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. This card is about missed opportunities and burdens. So I think it could be like I don't know, it could be that you're willing to let this opportunity pass because you want to take some time before getting into a relationship. You don't want to feel obligated to give your time and attention to somebody. And that's fine, that's valid, especially if you want to take care of yourself and be more focused on your energy. And you don't want to feel burdened. Like, that's the thing. Like, you feel like other people can feel kind of they get words tripping over my own tongue. They can add a burden sometimes. You don't want a relationship to start off on that foot. So if you're feeling burdened, it's okay to kind of let this opportunity pass. Let's take a look at external influences. So this could be, hello? This could be the energy of the environment. This could be another person. This could be a situation that you might experience. So 5 of Pentacles, I think this could be something that you experience that happens to you, or this could kind of just be like the overall vibe of the environment. The 5 of Pentacles is like, I don't even know how to sugarcoat this. Like, things are just rough. They're difficult. You might be struggling. It's hard times. Mistakes might have been made. And it's kind of like asking you to persevere and persist. So you might be put into like a not great situation, but the universe is asking you to persevere and persist. Okay. Let's take a look at a hope or a fear. So, depending on the card, it could be, I think this could be both. The Magician. So hopefully that's not blocking it too much, but I did show you. So I think for you, the hope is that there's going to be a new opportunity in your love life coming. And like, you're hoping for a new opportunity to come, and you're hoping that you can make that opportunity into something that you truly want it to be. If you're hoping for a specific kind of like situation in your love life, like, you're hoping that you can manifest everything that you've truly wanted, I guess. But it could also be a fear that like, my future is in my hands, my future is what I make it. And that can be kind of scary because that means that you have to take ownership for the things that happen and how things play out. And that's a little frightening. Taking accountability, taking responsibility for what's happening in your own life is scary. Okay, let's look at the outcome. So this could be the energy of later in the week. This could be the like overarching energy. Sorry, I had to pause there. Somebody knocked on my door, but nobody was there. That was spooky. Let's take a look. So this could be the overarching energy of the week. This could be later in the week. I think I've already said that stuff. I don't even remember. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Okay. This card all the way over here separated itself, so I'm going to take that one. Let me put all these back. You know, it's kind of interesting that somebody knocked and nobody was there during this reading. Take that as you will. Oh, there were 2 cards. Okay, so I'm going to keep shuffling. I do feel like whenever I get interrupted or like things, that's 2 cards. So whenever things go wrong or I get interrupted during a reading, I do think that that's like kind of meaningful and it has its own little message there. Okay, Judgment. Overarching energy, or like the energy of later in the week. You're definitely in like I can tell from here that you're kind of like in this evaluative state. You're looking at things happening in your love life and you're like, okay, what is it that I actually want? What kind of an opportunity do I want for myself here? What do I want my future to look like? And this is just validating that. You know, like, I think you're going to want to do some like spiritual work here. Bring in awareness. I think you're going to want to have an awareness about how the decisions that you have made up until now have led you to this point. That's definitely a part of Judgment. Looking at your life, figuring out like how exactly did things end up the way that they are. And that will definitely be the energy. Judgment is the last step in the major arcana before the world. So if you get through this phase, you will move on to the next of the world, and like this whole cycle that you're experiencing right now will close and you'll move on to the next thing. So this is definitely a time to do some reflection, do some journaling, do some shadow work. You could see here that there's a light and a shadow. And so integrating those things is going to be key. And be careful about judging, right? Because that's in the name as well. Be careful about judging. Make sure that if you are making a judgment that you have all of the information that you need. And you could be making a decision about a relationship and deciding for the other person. Like if you decide that you want to move forward or not, like the other person will either have to agree with that or not. So could be that as well. I wish you the best for next week. If you have any clarifications, feel free to leave a question in the comments and I'll do like a single card pull for you. And then I'll like let you know in the comments like, oh, the answer is blah, blah, blah. So feel free to do that. Otherwise, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a new channel. That really helps me out. I hope you'll join me again in a future video. I do these every week and I usually post them on a Friday, but don't hold me to that. So it's usually towards the end of the week. I'll let you know. I'll give you the forecast for the coming week. Anyways, thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope I'll see you again in another video. Hey guys, welcome to reading number 4. I think this is 4. We have the selenite. And I did this with the other bird. I should have looked up how to pronounce it between the introduction and filming this. Common Potu. Accomplish your goals through total commitment. Honestly, the fact that we have all the zodiac signs, the earth sign. Can you guys see? I think you can see those. They're kind of at the bottom of the screen though. The fact that we have all of the earth signs here, that accomplishing your goals through total commitment, that is definitely giving earth sign. So I'm curious to see how this plays out in your reading. We're going to start with your energy for next week. So this is kind of like how you'll be perceiving things, what you'll be feeling, things like that. You know, sometimes it's very different than all the other cards, and I don't know where I was going with that, but let's see what we get for your energy for next week. They have been flying everywhere. Ooh, a new opportunity coming for you next week. You're going to feel like fresh start. Got your spark back, feeling excited about things, especially if you've been working on a goal. Maybe you'll have some new opportunity that's going to like push you towards it, and it's going to be really exciting for you. Let's take a look at your challenge. So keep in mind with the challenge card, that like it doesn't have to be like some big overwhelming dramatic thing that's going to happen next week. Sometimes like it's just a little bump in the road. Might even be just like kind of like an annoyance that you have to deal with next week. Like it doesn't have to be a big dramatic thing. So don't let a challenge card scare you. But the challenge for you, 4 of Swords. Okay, so to me the 4 of Swords is about rest. So you might need rest, and you might need to like step back from things, take some rest, but you might be resisting that. So be careful of burnout, be careful of stress, especially if you have been working really hard on a goal or accomplishing something. Like you might get really excited that things are starting to play out in your favor, and you might be really excited about this, but take some time to rest because you don't want to end up burnt out. In terms of your conscious thoughts, so this is something that you'll be thinking about. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that you'll be experiencing next week. This just might be like what's on your mind, the vibe of things. You're definitely going to be thinking about like, okay, if I'm moving towards this new thing, what am I letting go of? What am I leaving behind? Like, I think you're going to be having a recognition that accepting a new opportunity does sometimes mean that you have to let something go and leave something behind. And it might be something that's really important to you, something that you're emotionally invested in, maybe like relationship wise, like the thing that you're having to let go, you're going to be thinking about. Let's take a look at the unconscious mind. Hello, that has been happening so many times. I also feel like I'm like losing my breath. I don't know. That's 2 cards. Oh, okay. I'll take this one. Okay. Another interruption. I think that's happened to every single reading so far today. I've been interrupted, but I do think that it means something. What it means, I don't know. Okay, so we were talking about your unconscious mind. So this is something that you might not be like actively thinking about. It could be something on the back of your mind that's influencing the way that you're behaving. Could be something that you're repressing or suppressing. So you have the Knight of Swords here. So this could be an aspect of yourself that you're kind of pushing down, but this could be another person. So cunning, okay. This could be like achieving your goals, aspiring to achieve your goals, but also having to get through some like kind of dangerous situations in order to get what you want. And you're gonna have to be cunning and think on your feet in order to do that. So having to be very logical. I think, again, this is about goals. This is about goals. So I think you might get this new opportunity, but you might be like emotionally driven and like a little too excited about it. You might burn yourself out, but you really need to start thinking logically about how to approach things. You're like suppressing the logic about this. That's not good. You're going to need to bring some of that logic into the forefront. Let's take a look at something from your past that might be influencing things. This could be a person, a past experience, or it could be like a bunch of experiences that you might need to reflect on. I don't know. That was 2 cards, so let's keep shuffling here. I don't know, like, just to talk while I'm shuffling, like the vibes today are so weird. I don't know if you guys are feeling that too. I don't know what's happening astrologically, but I'm feeling odd. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups in the past. So I think for you, you're going to want to reflect on a moment where you had a lot of opportunity and a lot of options, and you had to figure out exactly what path you wanted to go down. You might have been paralyzed by the amount of options that you had, and it might not have been clear to you like what to do or where to go or what you truly want. You're going to want to think about this because it's kind of like, okay, you're starting to move down a particular path now, but you're going to want to acknowledge, you're going to want to reflect on this moment of like having so many opportunities in front of you, because maybe you're going to want to make sure that this is what you really want. Yeah. Let's take a look at the near future. So this could be the energy of earlier in the week. That's kind of how I interpret it in these like weekly forecast readings. That's 2 cards. Anyways. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. That doesn't exactly, well, okay. So I think you might experience kind of like a bump in the road earlier in the week. Like you might be really excited about things and then it's kind of like a little bit of a hiccup for you, because the Wheel of Fortune reverse, I kind of take to mean is like misfortune. Something might happen earlier in the week that's kind of like outside of your control, and it might be like unpleasant, but keep in mind that the wheel just always keeps on spinning. So if something kind of goes wrong earlier in the week, do not despair, because fortune keeps on, the wheel keeps on going, and it'll turn upright again and things will be going in your favor. And maybe that's why you need to be careful about burnout and stress, because if something goes wrong and there's a little hitch, a little hiccup there, that could be enough to tip you over the edge if you're not well rested and you're not recovered and things like that. Let's take a look at your internal influences. So this is like how you're going to be impacting things next week, impacting how things play out. Let's see what we got here. Okay, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. So I don't know if I already said this. This is like, this could be what you're doing, the choices that you're making, the actions you're taking, and how it's going to influence things next week. So with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, you're working too much and you need to stop and take a second and make sure you're actually well rested. Because again, if this little thing happens earlier in the week, it could like wreck you if you're not rested. You're working too much. Maybe need to dial it back. Let's take a look at external influences. This card flipped itself. So this is something that, this is like, I think it's probably going to be like the energy around you, the situation that the universe is like pushing you into, because you have like a major arcana card here and you have death reversed. So you're going to be pushed, I think, into, but like, again, you need to take rest, because if this little hiccup happens, that could push you into like a sense of like, oh my gosh, I'm despairing. I was really excited about this opportunity and like now everything's wrecked. Like you should not get trapped in that. You don't want to fall into like a hopelessness or like a grief, right? You're going to want to let go of things that are not serving you anymore, because death reversed is like clutching on to things that are dead. And so I think the universe might like put those things in your forefront, put the things in the forefront of your vision so you acknowledge what they are. We have a hope or a fear. I usually interpret it based on like the card itself, whether it's going to be a hope or a fear. And you have the moon reversed. So lots of big energy going on here. I think you are very afraid of, you're worried that you're being delusional about something, perhaps. You're worried about feeling negative emotions. You don't like feeling negative emotions. You might be the type of person that just like tries to avoid and distract from yourself from them at all costs. And you might be worried that like you might have to confront them. But you also might be worried about deception or about illusion, or that you don't know the truth of what's really happening here. This is a very interesting reading. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's get the outcome card. This is like the overarching energy of the week, or could be the energy of like later in the week. And you have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is like the card of the final push. Like, be disciplined. Have like, I guess, like, you know, this card is about adversity and facing adversity. This is like the final push. Just get through this difficult thing and things will work out well. You will get what you want. So I think keep in mind here that like there might be you might have to push yourself really and like try to be disciplined and try to have some self-control, because you just need to get through this and then things will start to look up. Yeah? Do the stuff that you have to do. Get the stuff done that you need to get done. Definitely that's the energy of that as well. Okay. I wish you the best for next week. This is not where I thought it was going to go. I don't know how you guys are feeling. Let me know in the comments. And also, if you have a question, like a clarifying question, I can do like a single card poll and leave it in the comments for you. So if you do have a clarifying question, please don't be afraid to ask, because I can just pull a card for you and give you your answer. Otherwise, thank you for spending some time with me. Take what resonates here and leave the rest. I don't know if I said that in the other readings, but like if things don't sound like they're applying to you, just like forget about it. Because this is like more of a collective reading. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a new channel, and that really helps me out. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope I will see you again in a future video.